Hello students, Apna Study presents you the Hindu News Bulletins for the 12th of August. Before we start, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.
National News. Uttar Pradesh, over 600 villages are affected by floods.
Over 600 villages are affected by floods, including 110 cut off from all connectivity. 11 out of 75 districts in Uttar Pradesh recorded more than 22 mm rainfall. 11 districts served by the State Disaster Response Force and 39 by the Provincial Armed Constabulary. Hamirpur worst affected with 75 flooded villages, followed by Bandar, Jalon, Etawah and Jalon.
A landslip in Kinnaur, Himachal Pradesh.
Prashant, 28, and one of his friends, Varun, narrowly escaped being buried under the debris triggered by a major landslip near Nigulsri in Kinnaur district of Himachal Pradesh. The landslip took place close to noon on Wednesday.
Lok Sabha adjourned, signed Diet Speaker Om Birla expresses pain over disruptions.
Speaker Om Birla expressed pain over repeated disruptions that allowed only 21 hours of functioning and 22% productivity of the House in the monsoon session. The session that got underway on July 19 was adjourned 2 days ahead of its scheduled date of August 13. The House managed to pass 20 bills, mostly without debate or participation from the opposition.
General Insurance Business Nationalization Amendment Bill 2021 passed in Rajya Sabha.
The bill would allow the government to cut its share in public sector insurance companies. The bill had been passed by the Lok Sabha on August 2. The opposition was united in their call to send the bill to a select committee. More than 10 women marshals and nearly 50 men formed a human chain around the reporters' table.
COVID-19 deaths in Andhra Pradesh.
The Union Health Ministry told the Rajya Sabha that some patients who were on ventilator support died while undergoing treatment for COVID-19 at Sri Venkateswara Ramanarayan Ria Government Hospital in Andhra Pradesh. Each state had been specifically asked to report any death and the reasons for the death. The centre had been providing the required technical support and supported the states through logistic and financial support.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India needs a strong financial sector.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi was addressing the Confederation of Indian Industries. He said domestic industry should take advantage of the environment that has been created for development. Tata Sons Chairman N. Chandrasekaran, Kotak Mahindra Bank MD and CEO Uday Kotak, Larsen & Toubro CEO S. N. Subramanian, and Bharat Forge CMD Baba Kalyani, among others.
The Constitution 127th Amendment Bill 2021.
The Constitution Bill 2021 was passed unanimously by the Rajya Sabha. It is aimed at restoring the rights of the states and the union territories to maintain their own list of socially and economically backward classes. At least 10 parties, including the NDA, Janata Dal, called for a caste-based census.
International News. Canada slams China's sentence of Michael Spavor to 11 years in jail.
Michael Spavor sentenced to 11 years in jail on spying charges. Businessman and former Canadian diplomat detained in China shortly after Hawaii executive's arrest. Canadian PM Justin Trudeau slams sentence as unacceptable and calls for his immediate release. Mr. Spavor was convicted of spying on China's national secrets and ordered to be deported.
Sudan to hand over autocrat Omar al-Bashir to the International Criminal Court.
Omar al-Bashir has been wanted by the ICC for more than a decade over charges of genocide, war crimes and crimes against humanity in the Sudanese region. Mr. Bashir, 77, will be handed over to the ICC along with other officials wanted over the Darfur conflict.
President Biden celebrates Senate passage of $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill.
President Joe Biden hails passage of a $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill in the Senate. The bill received rare bipartisan support in Washington's highly polarized political atmosphere. The measure now faces a make-or-break vote in the House of Representatives in coming weeks.
Sri Lanka files 23,270 charges in connection with 2019 Easter Sunday suicide bomb attacks.
Sri Lanka has filed 23,270 charges against 25 people in connection with the 2019 suicide bomb attacks on churches and hotels that killed 269 people. The charges include conspiring to murder, aiding and abetting, collecting arms and ammunition, and attempted murder. Two local Muslim groups that had pledged allegiance to the Islamic State group were blamed for the attacks on April 21, 2019.
President Biden to host Summit for Democracy.
President Joe Biden will host a Summit for Democracy virtually on December 9 to 10, around three themes: defending against authoritarianism, fighting corruption, and promoting respect for human rights. A second summit, this time in person, will follow about a year later, the White House said.
Business news. The government is eyeing a sale of its remaining shares in public sector firms.
The government still owns 49% stake in aluminium producer Balco and 29.5% in Hindustan Zinc. GAIL is likely to come up with an offering soon through the Infrastructure Investment Trust structure. AOs of interest are expected to be invited soon for the sale of Container Corporation of India.
ITC experiencing inorganic opportunities.
ITC Ltd is exploring inorganic opportunities as part of its vision for the next horizon. Chairman Sanjeev Puri addressed shareholders online at the 110th Annual General Meeting. In hotels, ITC would pursue an asset-right strategy.
Sports news. Dindigul Dragons win eliminator of Tamil Nadu.
Dindigul Dragons beat Laika Kovai Kings by 5 wickets in Tamil Nadu Premier League eliminator. Vivek Raj and C. Hari Nishant powered Dragons to a 5-wicket win. Dragons will now meet defending champion Chepauk Super Gillies in second qualifier on Friday.
G. Stian and Manika Batra to reunite in mixed doubles.
Stian and Manika Batra have decided to reunite in mixed doubles in a bid to bring laurels to Indian table tennis at the Paris Olympics in 2024. The development comes barely a fortnight after Manika and Sharath Kamal represented India at Tokyo. The duo will start its second stint with the next week's Hungarian Open.